Hey guys, what's up? It's Dan Valamon here with Fanatic Wrestling, BJJ Fanatics. Today I am just outside Sydney, Australia, halfway around the world from where I normally am. And we are at Sydney West Martial Arts, and I'm joined by Saunders, ADCC semi-finalist, two-time trials champ, one of the up-and-coming names in the sport if you haven't heard him already. And obviously we're about the same size here, so I mean, we're gonna demonstrate some technique together and just, I mean, being roughly in the same weight class, so it shouldn't be much of a problem visually for you guys. But today we just finished filming an instructional video with him where we talked about not so much the technical aspect of individual techniques, and instead we really focused on chaining. We talk about this a lot in my wrestling videos, but chain wrestling things together, chaining. If somebody defends something in an upper body attack, attacking the lower body, and vice versa. If somebody is attacking the lower body, get into the upper body, just so you're not getting so stubborn and focused on like, I have to get this, have to get this, have to get this. If somebody's really focused on defending one part of the body, the other part's usually open. And Josh did a really good job of showing us a lot of combinations that you can get yourself into from there. So I think you guys are really gonna like this video once it's released. But if you guys are still waiting on the release and it's not quite out yet, we're gonna get a little preview of what to expect here with a little bit of wrestling in it as well, so I can kind of incorporate it to all you guys that are kind of in between wrestling and jiu-jitsu or just starting to learn jiu-jitsu like myself. So, Josh?
Yeah, this pretty much comes from watching a lot of the Saitiev brothers as well, especially with the wrestling specifics. They were unbelievable at chaining those things together and using, you guys call it wizard kicks, but uchimatas and then ouchigari, but synthesizing that with upper body takedowns and throw-bys and making sure they were coming around the corner with their knees. And you kind of start to get a reference point of using your whole body is really important. And sometimes people don't defend both parts of their body effectively or adequately, and so you can start to take advantage of that. And one of the ways we started to look at that in the video is starting to get to high crotch variations where we've got underhooks initially. We can start to pull our training partner over the top of us by taking our penetration step down towards the floor and then linking our hands together towards a high crotch. And high crotches technically get a bad name in jiu-jitsu because most jiu-jitsu guys suck at wrestling, including me. If I went to like Penn State, I'd get fucking murdered. Sorry, swearing, murdered. But what you want to do, which is effective wrestling, not only just for jiu-jitsu, but effective wrestling, is as soon as you get your knee or knees down on the floor, you want your eye line towards the horizon every single time. So if Dan tries to guillotine me from here, I'm going to continue to start to build height and come around the corner, so that makes it extremely difficult for him to latch onto a front headlock. This seems to be the reason as well, like a lot of people don't like shooting double legs at white belt and blue belt. They just rugby tackle, they lean over, they end up putting their head down towards the floor, and they get guillotined straight away. When you're shooting a correct double leg, your eye line's always the horizon, and the adjustment to that typically, you see Kind Duarte using this a lot, is just the blast double. You keep your head in good position, you keep your eye line to the horizon, you start to take penetration steps and get your head in towards their chest. Now, one addition that we talked about with the double, that when he gave you heavy sprawl responses, exactly, he starts to pick my hands up and he starts to take his lower body away. What we covered is simply latching up to the upper body, not leaving everything behind, but gaining access to something else, thereby creating a link in the chain and solving the problem when they sprawl away from it.
Yeah, and so again, like I said before, this is just great when you don't need to be so stubborn, like I need to finish this double, and you're wasting a ton of energy. Maybe you do finish it, maybe you don't, but you're fighting somebody's hips there. Why not take the easier route, go up to the body lock, get yourself into a nice position to finish from there. So again, I really like the whole idea of kind of being able to adjust from lower to upper, upper to lower, whatever it might be. And that's like kind of what we were doing there, even on the underhook. You're fighting up top where you can do throw-bys and whatnot, and instead of fighting me up here with, I don't know if we're an over, under, or whatever position we're in, going down to attack the legs, same kind of a concept there. But one thing I like too, and he's talking about just the head position on a double, and we talk about this in wrestling. I'm like really big on position in general, but I mean wrestling or jiu-jitsu, never want to be like this. Like I don't want my back rounded, my hips out, my head down here. All right, instead I want my hips in. I want to be in a more athletic position here, and it's just going to be a lot harder for somebody to, I don't know, to open up chokes or to defend, snap you down, go behind, and do things like that if you're holding nice strong position there. So again, guys, stay on the lookout for Josh's video. Also, coach here at the gym, Luke Martin, just did a crazy good video as well, focused on a bunch of chokes. So those videos should be coming out around the same time. So make sure you're staying focused on waiting for those to come out. But while you're doing that, make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel where you're watching this video and plenty of other great technique for free. And make sure you're following us on our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, all that social media stuff. But thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.